Welcome back to the Coastal Kitchen. While you were gone, I got things cleaned up and I got all of my preparation work done for our 3 quiches that we're doing today. But before we do that, I want to talk a little bit more about the pie shells. After you get it in your glass pie dish, take a fork and just gently prick the bottom of the pie crust all over, because what we're going to do is we're going to put it in the oven for about 5 minutes at 350 degrees. It's a blind bake, and to make this bottom crust not be soggy, I have heated my pans in the oven so I can put this on a hot pan. So let's see what we've got over here. I'm going to slide this right in. We're going to let that sit for about 5 minutes. I've got this one has already been pricked, and I'm going to slide that in for 5 minutes, and I've got to watch the clock to make sure that happens. Don't know if you've ever seen one of these cute little things, but it's a little pie or chocolate mold. You press in, push down, and it pops out, and that's one of the things I use to make one of those pretty little crusts with. So we've got that ready. Our Canadian bacon, Swiss cheese, and portobello mushroom quiche is the first thing we're going to do. I've cut up my mushrooms, and what I want you to do is just take the stem out and nice thin slices of mushroom, and we're going to put them in some melted butter, about a tablespoon, and saute them just for a minute. And while we're waiting for that to happen, we're going to get our bowl, and this recipe calls for 4 eggs. That one's good. That's 2. And I'm breaking them in the bowl separately because it gives me the opportunity to see if anything might not be quite right with the egg. That's 3, and 1 more. So I've got 4 eggs, and I am going to whisk them till they start to froth up. And I always use glass bowls for quiches and anything that I need to keep cold, because I want it to stay as cool as possible. All right, let's get us some salt. Half a teaspoon of salt right in with the eggs, and my butter is starting to sizzle here. I'm going to turn the heat down, put my mushrooms in. And I'm just going to let them saute down for just a few minutes. I'm going to whisk in that salt. I've got 2 tablespoons of chives, and those chives go in right now. And we're going to keep whisking. Now I'm going to take my Canadian bacon. I've got 6 small slices of Canadian bacon, and what I'm going to do is put them together in a stack. It's easier for me to cut that way, and we're going to dice them up into pretty little pieces. So let me grab a knife. And just about 1/2 inch pieces are good. And then we're going to go the other way. And this is fully cooked Canadian bacon, so it'll get warm when it gets into the oven, but it already has been cooked, and that goes right in with the rest of our mixture. And I'm going to check on these mushrooms, give them a little swirl. and make sure that they get nice and toasty. I want to get them just done enough that they'll cook fully once we put them into our quiche in the oven. Speaking of quiche in the oven, I'm going to take a quick look at our pie crust because I don't want it to stay there very long. Okay, I'm going to take that one out and let me look at this one. I'm going to take this one out, and in just a moment they'll be ready to fill. Alright, these mushrooms are just about done. Just want them done enough that they've got some color, they smell wonderful, and we're going to let them sit for just a second because I'm going to put the cheese in first. Okay, give this one more stir. Put my cheese in. I've got a cup and a half of Swiss cheese, and we just need to incorporate that in with our other ingredients. Now, before I put the mushrooms in, I'm going to put our half and half. This is a cup of half and half, and you can just pour the whole thing in, stir as you go, and that's what's going to help make it so thick and creamy and taste so good. I can smell those chives in here. Absolutely wonderful. Now it's time for the mushrooms. In they go. I love mushrooms. They're such a hearty flavor. This is a great dish in the spring or in the fall. Okay, I've got that all mixed up, good and whisked. Just going to take everything down from the sides because I want everything coated. Take a look at that mixture. Doesn't that look great? Now, final touch, some ground pepper, and that's to taste. We're going to put a little bit of nutmeg, about 1/4 of a teaspoon, fresh nutmeg. Grind that up. Give it a nice stir. And this is ready to go in the pie shell. This is hot, so I'm going to move fast. Okay, just want to make sure that you don't overfill. So go ahead and pour. And I'm going to take my little spatula and make sure that everything is evened out because I want it to look lovely after it comes out of the oven. We're going to do that. Now we've got an egg wash. The egg wash is going to make that crust turn a beautiful golden brown. Just give it a nice brush. Egg wash is an egg with about a tablespoon of water mixed with it, and just brush it all over the top of your pastry, and it's just about ready to go in. Okay, let's put that in the oven. Now this goes in a 350 oven for about 45 minutes or until a toothpick comes out clean.